Prior to the reservation, our people had a way of life. They called our people warriors. They were a warrior society. Our people are Lakota, Dakota, and Nakoa, and that means the people. We're the people. See, our people were healthy prior to the reservation system. And see, that's what's been lost today. On the reservation system, our people were put on the reservation, they lost this.
My name is Kenny Smoker Jr. I'm 65 years old, been working in healthcare, in the healthcare system for about 41 years. Well, I think any provider, I think they need to, come to really understand what our people. And each reservation is different. The culture may be slightly different, but know the culture and know the values within the reservations and get to know the people. I think there's a lot of uniqueness. Care coordination is really important because a lot of our people have fallen through the cracks. But that goes back to what he said earlier about, you need resources to do certain things. In our tribe and Indian Health Service in general, they lack resources. They're only funded at roughly about 50% of really what the need is. And you roll that over time, and so maybe one issue is compounded by others, if there's a lack of resources to address it. And in some cases, people give up on services. And so, they have a difficult time trusting and believing, once there are resources to assist, so that coordination becomes very difficult down the road of addressing certain issues with various clients, especially children. You need to give them the wraparound services that are needed, but sometimes those services come and go. So to the providers, I think it's really important, once you understand the culture and the values and the people that you serve, people develop that trust with you. And it's really important to be creative and innovative in working with your directors to say, what can we do? Understanding the circumstances and the barriers and the barriers to good health. Be creative and look at different opportunities to serve them. You'll have buy-in from the clients and from the people that you serve once you start that buy-in, and where they take the ownership, but they need help along the way. So, ask the elders, how did our people survive, say, 200-300 years ago? What were the values? First and foremost, the single most important value is spirituality and prayer. They said that's really essential. And then they listed 9 others, like responsibility. Being responsible for yourself, your family, your extended family, your community, but more importantly, your tribe, because that's who we are.
And that's what needs to be regained. See, there's where the wellness needs to come about. That's where the healing needs to come. See, that's the problem. The reservation system caused our people to be dependent. The basis for the strength of our people was the structure of their tribe. The Dakota people, and I'm sure the Nakota people as well, they had what was called Tioshbe. And that was a family unit. And within that Tioshbe, this is where all the learning took place, the understanding of who you were as a people, you see.
think every tribe and even individuals outside of tribes need to get back to who they say they are. And a lot of that just stems from a value system. I know that all the efforts and our initiatives that we're working on, it's going to take some time. But if we, like our ancestors said, if you're going to do something, think 7 generations ahead. If everybody thinks that way, there's that positive thinking that comes into play with that. So.
The past we can't reclaim, that's gone, see. But what we need to understand is that we're a person of worth. And there's a better way to live, see. And that's what we gotta teach our people. You can come out of that condition. Reaching back into the past, understanding how our people lived previously and how they were able to have a life that sustained them, where they had identity, and we're from those people. And so we can also have our identity here on the reservation, see. There's a better way to live.